Wake up to your power. Wake up to your potential. Wake up to your life before it's too late. This is not just another motivational video, and this is not going to feel comfortable. This is a mirror, a reminder, a warning. And if you're strong enough to watch until the end, it might just be the moment your life splits into two timelines: the person you are now and the person you were always meant to become. You've been told you're not good enough. You've been made to feel small. You've been ignored, laughed at, doubted, and somewhere along the way, you started to believe them. You believed the world when it said, stay quiet, stay safe, stay small. But there's a part of you, deep inside, that knows this is not the life you were born to live. There's a voice in your chest that's been whispering since the day you were born. There's more in you. Don't let them kill it. Don't let this world bury you under comfort, fear, and routine. That voice is still alive, even if you've ignored it for years. And this video is for that voice. You see, most people don't fail because they're weak. They fail because they never gave themselves permission to be strong. They never became the person they were meant to be because they were too busy trying to survive as someone they were never supposed to be. You've got one life, one name, one story, and no matter what you've been through, no matter how far you've fallen, that story is not over. I'm here to change, against all odds, because in this world, nobody truly knows what one person can do until they decide to become unstoppable. One life, no regrets. I'm ready for war. And this video is the battlefield. This isn't about motivation. This is about transformation. And while you watch this video, you'll not only rebuild your mindset, you'll improve your English too, step by step, word by word, day by day. So don't watch this like a video. Watch this like a message from your future self, begging you to wake up before it's too late. This is for the dreamers, the overthinkers, the fighters, the failures, and the future 1% who are about to rise from the shadows and change everything. This is your chance to become the person no one thought you could be. This is your moment to rise. One decision, one mindset, one shot. Let's begin. Lesson 1. The 1% mindset. Only 1% of people ever break free from the cycle. Here's why. The world is full of people with talent. People with big dreams, smart ideas, huge potential. But talent doesn't separate the successful from the forgotten. Mindset does. The 1% don't think like the 99%. They're not motivated by comfort. They're not looking for balance. They don't wait for motivation. They act, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. The 1% don't care if it's raining, if they're tired, if no one supports them. Because they're not working for applause. They're working for freedom, mental freedom, financial freedom, soul freedom. Most people do just enough to not feel guilty. But the 1%? They do whatever it takes, even when no one is watching. Imagine this. 2 people wake up at 6 a.m. Both are tired. Both feel the weight of life. But one hits snooze. The other hits the gym. One says, I'll do it tomorrow. The other says, if I don't do it now, I'll hate myself tomorrow. That's the 1% mindset. Act now, or suffer later. There was a guy who worked a full-time job at a warehouse. Every day he lifted boxes for 10 hours straight. Most people went home, collapsed on the couch, scrolled for 5 hours and passed out. But this guy, he got home. ate dinner, opened his laptop, and worked on his side business from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Not for a week, not for a month, but for 3 years. No one saw it, no one clapped. But today, he runs a 6-figure business, and he doesn't lift boxes anymore. Because while everyone else was resting, he was becoming dangerous. The 1% mindset is this: I don't need easy. I just need possible. I don't care how long it takes. I'm not stopping until I'm proud. If you're waiting to feel ready, you'll never begin. If you're waiting to be perfect, you'll stay stuck. The 1% don't need permission. They don't need motivation. They just need a reason. And their reason is bigger than their pain. So ask yourself right now, are you doing the minimum and hoping for maximum results? Or are you training your mind to do the work, even when no one's watching, even when it sucks, even when you're scared? If the answer is no, then it's time to change, because this life doesn't reward good intentions. It rewards the relentless. Welcome to the mindset of the 1%. It's not for everyone, but if you're still listening, it might just be for you. Lesson 2. Everything counts. There is a lie that almost every unsuccessful person believes. This little thing won't matter. Skipping one workout is fine. Sleeping in today won't hurt. It's just one cheat meal. It's just one missed opportunity. It's just one lazy afternoon. But what they don't realize is this: that's exactly how average is built. Not with one big mistake, but with 1,000 small compromises, repeated every day. Success is not one event. It's not winning the lottery. It's not going viral overnight. It's not luck. It's not talent. Success is compounding discipline, done silently, repeated daily, without applause, without reward, without anyone noticing. And the painful truth is, so is failure. Let's go deeper. Every day you are in a war, not against the world, but against your mind, against your old self. And the smallest decisions you make, those are the battles. Those are the turning points. That's where your future is written. When your alarm rings and you hit snooze, that counts. When you pick your phone instead of your goals, that counts. When you say, I'll start tomorrow, that counts more than you know. Why? Because every time you choose the easier path, you're training your identity. You're not just skipping a task, you're becoming someone who avoids pressure, who delays, who runs. You're literally sculpting your self-image with every choice you make. Let me make it painfully clear. There is no such thing as a neutral habit. You're either reinforcing strength or reinforcing weakness. You're either building confidence or building regret. You're either saying to your future, I'm coming for you, or you're saying, I'll try again next year. That's why everything counts, because your future doesn't care how tired you were. It only sees what you built. You may think no one sees your late night studying. No one sees your quiet grind. No one sees you reading when others are partying. No one sees you walking away from distractions. And you're right, they don't. But you see it, and your mind remembers. And that version of you, the one who wins, is born from those silent victories. You want self-respect? Don't wait for people to clap. Clap for yourself every time you do the hard thing, especially when no one's watching. You want results? Then stop chasing motivation and start mastering momentum. Momentum isn't built by hype. It's built by stacking small wins. One clean meal, one honest journal entry, 1 hour without distraction, one brutal workout, one act of courage. That's how you break the old you and build someone the world doesn't recognize. Here's the cold truth. Your goals are not slipping away from you. You're handing them over, one tiny excuse at a time. That's why the average stay average, because they keep thinking it's no big deal. But to the 1%, every step counts, every rep counts, every bite counts, every minute counts, because they know this life is short. And every wasted moment is a moment you never get back. So the next time your brain says, "It's just one day," you better answer back with fire. "No, this is my life, and everything counts." Lesson 3. You own you. There's a moment in life when you realize the most painful truth of all. No one is coming. Not your parents, not your friends, not the world, not luck, not fate. You are not a child anymore. You are not a victim anymore. And the longer you wait for someone to save you, the longer you stay stuck in the same life you say you want to escape. Let's rip the comfort away. You are the only person responsible for your life. You are where you are right now. Not because of your past, not because of your boss, not because of your country, not because of your parents. You are where you are because of the standards you've accepted. And if that hurts, good. Because it means you're ready to stop blaming and start building. You own you. You own your time. You own your habits. You own your energy. You own your potential. You own your excuses. You own your outcome. You may not have control over the past, but you have total control over your next decision. And that's all success needs. One decision, made over and over, in the direction of power. Now listen closely. Every time you say, "I can't focus," what you really mean is, "I haven't taken control of my mind." Every time you say, "I'm too tired," what you really mean is, "I haven't trained my body to obey me." Every time you say, "I don't have time," you're lying, because you own your time and you spend it on distractions. Want a different life? Then own every piece of your current one. You cannot build a new identity while making excuses for your old one. You cannot become unstoppable while blaming people who gave up on you 10 years ago. You cannot demand greatness while still carrying the attitude of a victim. Freedom begins with this declaration. No one owes me anything, not the world, not my parents, not my partner, not my government, not my boss. I owe it to me, to rise, to fight, to build, to overcome. So when you fall, and you will, don't cry for help. Get up. When you're afraid, and you will be, don't hide. Take the step. When no one believes in you, and they won't, don't beg for support. Believe in yourself louder than their silence. You own you, and that's terrifying. But it's also the most powerful truth you'll ever realize. Because the moment you accept it, no one can stop you. Not your past, not your pain, not even your fear. Because you don't belong to them anymore. You belong to you. Lesson 4. If it was easy, everyone would do it. This lesson is not just a quote. It is the most painful and most freeing truth in the world. It exposes why most people never live the life they want. And it explains why you can. Let's go deep. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone wants the dream body. Everyone wants a great relationship, confidence, purpose, peace, power, financial freedom. Everyone wants to feel proud when they look in the mirror. But wanting is not enough. Everyone wants. Few are willing. Because once the excitement is gone, once the YouTube video ends, once the music stops, once motivation disappears, only one thing is left: pain. pain of discipline, pain of repetition, pain of doubt, pain of insecurity, pain of sacrifice, pain of being misunderstood, pain of waking up early, pain of saying no, pain of training when your body is broken, pain of studying when your mind is tired, pain of creating something when no one is clapping. And that's why 99% of people never change. Because the second it stops being fun, they quit. They say, "This is too hard. This is taking too long. I'm not good at this. I don't see results. I'll try again later." They fold, they disappear, they go back to scrolling, complaining, and blaming. And here's the brutal truth. That's why you see the same people year after year, talking big and doing nothing. But those who win, they know the truth. If it was easy, everyone would have it. If it was easy, there would be no hunger, no depression, no insecurity, no failure, no regret. Everyone would be rich, strong, respected, happy, fulfilled, loved. But look around you. That's not the world we live in. Because easy doesn't create excellence. Easy creates average. Let's break this deeper. There's a reason why pressure exists. There's a reason why growth is painful. Because if it were simple, no one would evolve. Your muscles only grow when they are torn. Your mind only expands when it is challenged. Your confidence only rises when you take risks. Your spirit only strengthens when it walks through storms. There's a story, not of a man, but of a truth. Imagine a giant mountain standing in front of you. You can see the top. That's your dream. Success, freedom, power, peace. It's right there. But there's no clear path. You ask others, "How do I climb it?" They say, "I tried once, but it was too hard." Another says, "I know someone who fell." Most just laugh and say, "It's not worth it." So you stand there, scared. But one day, you take the first step. It's steep, it's cold, your legs burn, you slip, you bleed, you cry. There's no one there to cheer for you. At one point, you're alone on the side of the mountain, hungry, exhausted, angry, and your brain says, "Why are you doing this? Go back. It's too hard. This isn't worth it." And that's the moment that decides your entire life. If you turn around, you'll go back to safety, to comfort, to a life where you'll never know who you could have been. But if you climb anyway, not because it's easy, but because you promised yourself you'd do it anyway, you'll reach a place 99% of people never touch. Peace earned through pain. That kind of pride is not fake. It's not a video. It's not a post. It's a soul-level peace that says, "I did it when no one believed in me, when everything hurt, when it felt impossible. I did it anyway." So understand this. If it feels hard, good. It means you're doing something most people aren't brave enough to do. You're climbing. You're breaking limits. You're changing your story. And yes, it will hurt. But guess what? The pain of growth is nothing compared to the pain of regret. So repeat this to yourself every day. I don't want it easy. I want it real. I don't want comfort. I want greatness. If it was easy, everyone would do it. But I'm not everyone. Lesson 5. Stop dreaming. Start achieving. Let's be honest. Dreaming feels good. It's safe. It's beautiful. It's warm. You imagine yourself successful. You imagine the lifestyle, the body, the love, the recognition, the peace. You feel it in your heart. You say, "One day." But dreaming is dangerous when it replaces doing, because your brain can't tell the difference between imagining and achieving. So when you spend years dreaming, you start to believe you're progressing, when really you're just fantasizing. Dreaming is fun, But achievement is work. Achievement is repetition. Achievement is messy. Dreaming is the vision. Achievement is the process. And the process is not exciting. It's not perfect. It's not comfortable. It's waking up early when you're tired. It's doing the work even when you feel broken. It's failing, learning, adjusting, and doing it again. Dreaming is easy. Achievement is costly. You pay for your dreams with your discipline. You pay for your peace with your persistence. You pay for your purpose with your pain. Here's the problem. Most people spend their whole lives talking about what they're going to do, what they could be, what they might do. They never act. Because acting means risking ego, risking judgment, risking failure. But here's the secret. Nothing will ever be perfect, but anything can be possible if you act. You can dream about writing a book, or you can start writing messy pages. You can dream about getting fit, or you can go on your first run right now. You can dream about success, or you can fail a few times until you figure it out. But the longer you wait, the more your dream becomes your excuse. There was a man who loved music. He dreamed of being a world-class guitarist. He watched videos. He read articles. He imagined himself on stage. He told people, "I'm going to make it someday." But guess what? The guitar sat in the corner of his room, untouched for 10 years. No practice, no songs, no learning. One day, someone asked him, "Why haven't you started?" And he replied, "I don't want to start until I feel ready." But ready never came. And now, he doesn't call himself a musician anymore. He just says, "Yeah, I used to want that." Stop letting that be your future. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to feel confident. You don't need the right time. You just need to start. With shaky hands, with fear in your chest, with zero clarity, start anyway. Because the moment you start, you separate yourself from 90% of the world. And with every action, you move closer to becoming the version of you who doesn't need dreams anymore. Because they're already living them. Lesson 6. Kill the boy. Let the man be born. This is not just a lesson. This is a ritual. The emotional death of who you used to be. So the version of you who can actually handle this life can be born. You see, most people want to grow, but they're still carrying the mindset of a child. They want power, but they live for comfort. They want discipline, but they avoid discomfort. They want success, but they expect someone else to build the road. That's the boy in you speaking. And I don't mean a male child. I mean the version of you that's still addicted to validation, excuses, emotional reactions, soft mornings, blaming parents, waiting to be rescued, needing to be liked, escaping responsibility. The boy in you wants to feel good before doing the work. The boy in you gets hurt and shuts down. The boy in you thinks hard things are unfair. The boy in you cries for sympathy instead of building strength. The boy in you needs people to cheer, to clap, to encourage. But the man in you, he doesn't need any of that. Because the man knows, no one is coming, and I don't want them to. This world is not supposed to be easy. I was built to overcome it. Pain isn't a signal to stop. It's a sign that I'm waking up. Killing the boy isn't about hating your past. It's about outgrowing it. The boy was soft. He avoided responsibility. He chased pleasure. He feared being alone. He hid behind fake smiles and excuses. The man? He's not here to be liked. He's here to build a life that earns respect, starting with himself. There's a 32-year-old man still living at home. He wakes up late, plays video games, eats junk food, watches motivational videos, and does nothing. He says, I want to start a business. I want to be fit. I want to be independent. But he never starts. Why? Because he's still carrying the boy in him. The boy who avoids discomfort. The boy who thinks success will come when he feels ready. The boy who still wants someone to tell him he's good enough. He's not a bad person. He's not stupid. He's not even lazy. He's just never made the decision to grow up, to cut the rope, to take full ownership, to become a man, even when it hurts. And you know what happens? He gets older, but he doesn't grow. And one day he wakes up with tears in his eyes and says, why do I feel like I missed my life? It's because he never killed the boy. He protected him. He babied him. He listened to his voice. He prioritized feeling safe over becoming powerful. Now ask yourself, how much of the boy is still inside you? Is he the one who scrolls instead of reads? Who fantasizes instead of works? Who blames instead of builds? Who waits for life to get easier instead of rising to meet its difficulty? Growth is violent, evolution is war, transformation is messy. And before the man can be born, the boy must die. Kill him, not with hate, but with honor. Look him in the eyes and say, thank you for surviving. But I'm not here to survive anymore. I'm here to conquer. Lesson 7. Nobody cares. Work harder. Now we go deeper into the coldest, rawest, most sobering truth in the world. Nobody cares. And that's your greatest gift. Nobody cares about your feelings. Nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody cares how hard it is. Nobody cares what you've been through. Nobody cares how tired you are. Nobody cares how unfair it is. Nobody cares that life broke your heart. Nobody cares that you tried your best. And while that sounds cruel, it is actually the most freeing truth in the world, because it means you're no longer a prisoner to anyone's opinion, approval, or sympathy. You are free. And now you have one job. Work, not for pity, not for praise, but for progress. You see, the weak spend their life waiting for help. The strong don't ask the world to go easy on them. They get better. They grow sharper. They rise. Let's break this in extreme detail. You cry? Good. But still show up. You failed? Good. Now try again. You're exhausted? So is every warrior. Fight anyway. You want to quit? Of course you do. But if you do, remember, no one will care tomorrow that you almost made it. They only remember one thing. Did you win? Did you finish? Did you change your life or not? Nobody's going to push you out of bed. Nobody's going to stop you from eating junk. Nobody's going to do your push-ups. Nobody's going to silence your distractions. Nobody's going to force you to grow. Because nobody cares. They're busy surviving too. There was an athlete. He had a coach, a team, a fan base. But after a terrible injury, he lost everything. No one called, no one showed up, no one cared. He tried to come back, but failed. He tried again, failed. And one day, he stood in front of a mirror, alone, broken, forgotten. And something clicked. He realized, they don't owe me a second chance. They don't owe me support. They don't owe me belief. It's me now, just me. He stopped crying, started training in silence, worked while everyone slept, got back on his feet, not because anyone helped him, but because he decided, even if no one claps, I will rise. Today, he's not just stronger, he's free, because he doesn't need love to perform. He doesn't need sympathy to show up. He doesn't need validation to push through pain. He understood the truth. Nobody cares. Work harder. This is the lesson that separates warriors from worriers. You want to win? Then do it without the audience, without the cheerleaders, without the support group, without someone checking on you. You are your own savior, your own fire, your own engine. So stop crying for understanding and start training like the world owes you nothing, because it doesn't. And if you're strong enough to accept that, nothing can stop you ever again. Lesson 8. Become unrecognizable. If you want to truly change your life, you can't just improve. You can't just get better. You can't just become a more polished version of your old self. You must become unrecognizable. Not slightly different, not 5% stronger, not a little more productive, but so transformed that even the old you wouldn't recognize the new you. Understand this. When people say they want change, they usually mean, I want to keep my comfort, but feel proud. They want to stay familiar, stay soft, stay safe, but magically get results. That's not transformation. That's decoration. Real transformation is not beautiful at first. It's not peaceful. It's not comfortable. It's brutal. It's violent. It's a full demolition of your old beliefs, habits, reactions, excuses, and identity. To become unrecognizable means killing everything that no longer fits the future you want. Let's go deeper. You want confidence? Then you must destroy the part of you that apologizes for existing. You want power? Then you must burn the version of you that waits to be picked. You want purpose? Then you must cut off the distractions, the excuses, the fake friends, the soft mornings, the small thinking. You cannot take your future to war while dragging your past with you. Example, the man who no longer answered to his name. He was quiet, weak, nervous, always second-guessing. He had a normal job, normal habits, normal life. But deep down, he hated himself. Every day he walked past a mirror and felt disgust, not because of how he looked, but because he knew he could be more. One day he didn't make a speech. He didn't post a status. He didn't declare change. He just started disappearing. Not from the world, but from everything that kept him small. He stopped replying to nonsense. He started eating clean. He started training, reading, studying, saying no. He cut the jokes, cut the noise, cut the weakness. 2 years later, someone saw him. Same face, same name. But everything else? Gone. They said, "You've changed." And he replied, "No, I died. And this is who I chose to become." That's what it means to become unrecognizable. You don't just level up. You reinvent, reconstruct, rebuild, from the inside out, until your new life no longer fits your old identity. Most people are scared to lose themselves. But the 1%? They know you don't find yourself. You build yourself, brick by brick, battle by battle, until the old version is so far gone, it's hard to even remember them. That's the goal, not improvement, transformation. Lesson 9. Take it personal. This world teaches you to not take things personally. They say it's immature, unwise, emotionally weak. But let me ask you this. What if the only way to truly change your life is to take it personally? What if the reason your dreams are still just ideas is because you're too emotionally detached from your pain? Let's be real. You see someone else living the life you want, and you just scroll. You hear someone say, "You're not good enough," and you just laugh it off. You look in the mirror and see the same weak version of yourself, and you just say, "It's okay, I'm trying." Stop that. Take it personal. Take it personal that people don't believe in you. Take it personal that your parents doubted you. Take it personal that the world moved on without you. Take it personal that you wasted months, maybe years, hiding from your greatness. Use that pain. Use that fire. Don't numb it. Weaponize it. The greatest transformations in history didn't come from peace. They came from rage. Not rage at the world, rage at wasted potential. Rage at mediocrity. Rage at years of being ignored, doubted, silenced, overlooked. Example: the one who took everything personal. He wasn't invited, he wasn't picked, he wasn't noticed. Every time someone said, "You're not the one," he didn't smile politely. He wrote it down. He trained harder. He got quieter. He got sharper. And while the world laughed, he sharpened his teeth. He never asked for revenge. He never argued. He just said to himself, "You'll see me again, but you won't recognize me." Years later, when he walked on stage, when his name echoed through the world, the same people who doubted him said, "How did he do it?" He didn't say much, but if he did, he would have said, "I took it personal. That's the secret. You want change? Then stop pretending everything's fine. Let it hurt. Let it burn. Let it become the fuel that makes you too dangerous to ignore." Lesson 10. The clock is ticking. You think you have time, but you don't. That's the lie that keeps people weak. I'll do it next month. When I feel ready. When life calms down. When I have more time. But the clock, it doesn't care. It keeps ticking. Every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. Not in 10 years, not in heaven, not ever. The clock doesn't stop for your pain. The clock doesn't slow down for your depression. The clock doesn't pause for your excuses. Every second, it moves. And so does your future. You think tomorrow is guaranteed? People die with dreams inside them. People die with books they never wrote, with strength they never built, with love they never gave, with potential they never used. You are not special to time. You are not immune to regret. You are not protected by good intentions. You have now. That's all. And every second you don't act, that's not just time wasted. That's a version of you that never gets born. Example: the man who waited too long. He had a gift. He had time. He had fire. But he waited. He waited for motivation. He waited to be confident. He waited for the fear to go away. And one day, he turned 60. He looked back and realized his entire life passed by. While he was planning, he had journals, notes, ideas, visions, but no results. Because he ran out of the only thing that matters: time. He whispered to himself, "I thought I had more time." But the clock? It didn't care. Let that be your warning. Let that burn in your chest. The clock is ticking, and every second you wait is a second you'll never get back. You want to cry tomorrow or conquer today? You want to regret someday or rise right now? The difference is not motivation. It's urgency. The clock is not your enemy. It's your reminder that you don't have forever. You have now. Use it before it's gone. So now you know the truth. This world will not wait for you. Your dreams will not chase you. And your time is not unlimited. You've been sleeping on your power. You've been letting fear write your story. You've been carrying pain like it's a reason to stop, when really, it's your reason to rise. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to begin. Begin with fire. Begin with silence. Begin with pain. But begin. Because it's possible. It really is. And don't you dare say, "But I'm different." No, They were human too. The ones you admire, the ones who changed everything, the ones who made it. They were scared. They failed. They cried. They doubted. But they didn't stop. So what's your excuse now? You're alive. You have a mind. You have a voice. You have breath in your lungs and time still left on the clock. That's all you need. One day you'll look back and say, that video, that one video, that was the moment it all changed. Let this be that moment. So subscribe, not for us, but for the version of you who refuses to waste this life. We're here with you every single day. And tomorrow, we're coming back with even more.